Hello, today we're going to talk about acids and bases. All right, so an acid is a compound that yields a hydronium ion when put in water. So it's found in nature, industries, and in your household. In 1984, a Swedish scientist by the name of Arrhenius, he said an acid is a substance containing at least one hydrogen atom that will separate and form a hydrogen ion when dissolved into water. So that hydrogen ion, which hydrogen ion means, so if you have hydrogen, you have one electron out here. All right, to make that a positive ion, that electron goes away, and you end up with H plus. All right, that's a hydrogen ion. It means it has a positive charge. If you just have a hydrogen, so that's what an ion is. It either has a positive or negative charge because it has too many electrons or too little electrons to make it neutral. So what this scientist said is an acid is a compound that contains a hydrogen ion in it that when it's put into water, or when it's dissolved in water, will detach and then attach onto a water molecule and make a hydronium ion, which is H3O plus. And that is called a hydronium ion. All right. So that's how you know something's an acid, because it's a compound that yields a hydronium ion when dissolved in water. So an acid by this guy's, from what he's talking about, is any compound that has a hydrogen ion that will detach and attach to water and make a hydronium ion. Long and short of it, I just repeat the same thing twice. I'm not going to cut it because, hey, it's about repetition, right? The properties of acids, the big one is they're sour because of lactic acid in food. When food starts to spoil, it gains this acid, makes it have a sour taste. It also corrodes, which is a chemical wear away or breakdown of something. And the common acids you've probably heard of, I'm not going to write them all down, sulfuric, nitric, phosphoric, and I think the other one was hydrochloride or something like that. Hydrogen chloride. Yeah, I think that was it. All right, and that's acids. Next we're going to talk about bases. All right, a base is a chemical species that releases hydroxide ions when put in water. So an acid makes a hydronium ion. A base, when put in water, becomes a hydroxide ion. All right, the same chemist, the Arrhenius, however you say his name, he had the same idea about bases, but he said when you have a compound that's put into water, bases either contain a hydroxide ion or cause formation of one when dissolved in water. So with acids, it loses the hydrogen ion and formed a hydronium ion. So with a base, it can either be formed when dissolved in water or it could already have one attached to it. So a hydroxide ion is written as OH negative. All right. So the properties of these bases, they can be bitter or slippery. The slippery part goes with soap. And common bases are lye, ammonia, milk of magnesia. So that's your base. Base is OH negative or a hydroxide ion, and there you go. All right, so the pH scale is based on the idea that the hydronium ion and the hydroxide ion vary inversely. So as one goes up, the other one goes down. So if the hydronium ion's concentration goes up, the hydroxide ion goes down. All right, and that's how they create the scale. The scale indicates the hydronium ion concentration of a substance. So as I've written it out, a strong acid on the pH scale would be at 0. All right. A strong base would be at 14. So the scale goes from 0 to 14. Neutral is at 7. So anything 7 and up is some sort of base. Anything 7 and down is an acid, basically. And that's the pH scale. It just measures, indicates the hydronium ion concentration of a substance. All right, and the last one, the types of indicators to see if something's an acid and a base. So the substance reacts in a special way with a hydrogen or other ions, basically turn different colors. The two you need to know is the litmus paper. You'll hear the litmus test. That's just a common phrase. It changes colors, it's red and blue. And the other one is the phenylphthalein. Phenylphthalein is best for detecting strong bases. It's colorless with acid and neutrals, and pink when it has a base. So when you see that, it's a phenylphthalein. All right, this has been the last science video of the year over acid and bases. Hope it helped. Good luck.